You are listening to APEX1RADIO. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. APEX1RADIO. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
Wanchia Cynthia is our correspondent from that end. I ain't from Bamenda. She now joins us. Cynthia, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. And like you already indicated, we have 5 minutes goes back the hour 4 in the Bamenda headquarters of the Northwest region. Definitely know, and I know our listeners to know as well. We didn't have the show for some time, but we're definitely on today, which is a very good thing to me. Hopefully, it is so to the listeners. Well, for this, the edition of the program, I'm going to focus on what made news within Bamenda this morning. During the early hours of this morning, today, October 12th, patients with the kidney disease undergoing routine dialysis at the Bamenda Haemodialysis Centre staged a peaceful protest march to the office of the governor of the Northwest region to table a complaint of machines being down again. I say again because this is not the first time these machines have gone non-functional, and reminds me of what happened in 2014 that pushed the patients to block the finance junction in Bamenda. The finance junction is definitely one of the last junctions that takes you directly into the city of Bamenda. There's no way to leave Bamenda traveling out of the region without going through that area. So they had to hold, they had to, they were trapped on that morning. It was even reported that because of these broken machines in that year, 2 deaths were recorded. That year, Dr. Kinga Thompson, director of the Bamenda Regional Hospital, explained that the center's machines were installed in 2009 and have all attended their lifespan and was in need of new ones. May I also remind our listeners of the program that this center is a gift from the head of state, and that is the President Kobia, and it's supposed, the machines are supposed to work for 5 years, but this ones have been there for close to 7 years. It's from 2009 to 2016. This center has 8 machines that receive more than 50 patients from Bamenda and beyond. The immediate cause of the strike this morning in Bamenda is because the main osmolyzer that gets the other 8 machines running is bad. At the governor's office, when this patient left the Bamenda Regional Hospital because he could not get to the director who was not on peak, they now decided to move up to the governor's office of the Northwest region that's treated off-season in Bamenda. They were received by the governor himself, Adolphe de la Brique, and the Secretary General, Absalom Monono. The governor and Chief Secretary General assured this patient that they had been delightfully informed by the director of the regional hospital, Dr. Kinga Thompson, that the new machines were or are in town pending installation, and that they are going to follow up to ensure that it be done immediately. Bamenda's peaceful protest by the patients with the kidney disease comes 2 days after that of the patient at the same dialysis center, but this time around of the Yaoundé General Hospital, went on strike on Monday, October 10, and before that, it had also happened in Boeum. Cameroon's Minister of Public Health, Minister Ansima Mamfuda, was, however, at the Yaoundé General Hospital yesterday and said that he was there under the instructions of the head of state, President Paul Biya, and he assured the patients too that all was being done to get their machines function properly. The patients say, this patient is here, the patient of dialysis here in Bamenda, say if by Friday no positive feedback has been gotten from center or from government, they won't again in their numbers send out at the Northwest Governor's Office to show how disappointed they are. Well, with me this evening in Cameroon, here with one of the patients, it's a youth. She's going to introduce herself. She's been on dialysis for three years. That is Juwanji Brenda. She's 86, and she has been on dialysis for 3 good years. And she was, of course, one of the patients who was at the center this morning to express how disappointed they were with the neglect of government to something of this magnitude. That is actually what gets them thriving or living long or having a longer lifespan. Good evening, Brenda. Brenda is going to be talking to us. She's going to explain what has actually been happening and what happened today and what they plan to do after this. Good afternoon, and Brendan Jewett is my name, as Jirali put it, and I have been on dialysis for 3 years, as you mentioned. I must say that the situation for today is just one of those moments when you want to give up in life, but they are confident, as they have told us today, that we should be very positive that all of these will come to an end very soon. But how soon? That's the question, because anytime it happens, it could take days and sometimes weeks before they return the machine. I must emphasize here that this issue of machine is just one of the issues we have. Sometimes we have problems of the materials that they use for dialysis. They get finished, and it will take weeks as well for it to be replaced. And when this happens, patients are forced to move out of Bamenda to other places. And when they go there, the reception is always poor, because sometimes they are told that they cannot accommodate them because they don't have enough machines. But what would they do now that we need to depend on this machine before we can, this machine for us to be very strong and do other things? It's unfortunate that sometimes also when we go for dialysis, power failure and what's described them as epileptic, or I should say they have asthmatic attack, because it's so constant to the extent that during dialysis, there's power failure and there is just no backup. Backup, I mean maybe a generator that could sustain or could pick up immediately. Sometimes we're asked to wait for a while in the machine, which is very traumatic. You may have things to do and you cannot no longer do them on time because you have not yet had your session. So sometimes it leads to that. The other bad side of the story also is the fact that water also sometimes it's sad. Now we are approaching the dry season. We are not sure. Sometimes when the water level is very low, we are told that we can't have dialysis on time unless the Army Rescue will come in to provide backup. Backup, I mean they may come in with water before we can be able to have effective dialysis, which means that apart from the machines that are down today, we should know that there are other factors that we really want to see that government should come in and handle them, not just the word of mouth, but we want to see proper action. Away from that, I must say that when things like this happen in water, when I beg to say that it is a situation where we want to know that if they have other sectors where they invest so much money, they should know that health issues also, as you say that these are the priorities where they should be one on their list of projects or whatever things they have to do for the country, because a healthy nation, when a healthy nation is healthy, you realize that everything goes well. But when the citizens are down and they cannot afford basic health issues like this one, I must say it's not good, and I'm afraid I must use the word disgraceful, because that for no reason we should have a dialysis unit that is not functional for one day. It's questionable when they have challenges like this, and you have to stay again for days, you stay for hours before there is any immediate reaction or solution. It is not the best. It doesn't speak well of the government. So I believe that through this situation, they will come in with the speed of light, so that they get into the issue, make sure that people should be able to have proper dialysis. We have dialysis twice a week. That's how we do it here, and each session is 4 hours. And sometimes when these machines break down, we are forced to have the team, if we maybe just 2 hours for dialysis, which is not effective, because sometimes we may go home and others will die because they had just 2 hours of dialysis. So if the government was coming, I must emphasize, they should not just repair these machines because they're outdated. We need new machines so that we can accommodate or we can make up with the demands of the patients. And apart from that, we should need them to scale up the numbers as well. Why do I say so? As we speak to you, this center where we dialyze at the regional hospital in Bamenda accommodates patients from Pakistan, that's the western region, and some patients from the southwest, that area they call Mampi. So as I speak to you, the center is hosting people from 3 regions: Bamenda, the southwest, and the people from the Western region. So we want them not to bring us just new machines, but they should scale up the number of machines, because every day patients keep on increasing. We don't know what is happening, and we want to even challenge the world to know that the scientists need to come on board and find out why we have many more people finding themselves on dialysis. Children as young as 4, as 5, as 6, as 7, pregnant women, people in their prime, the list is so long. So we want more people to come in, because handling issues on dialysis is not just an individual thing or a family thing or a government. Governments of the world should come in, I must say, and see how they can step up their research abilities, so that we come up with issues or more findings on how to prevent this issue of kidney failure, I must say. But our focus here is government should do something to see that we don't have machines that will be failing, and we don't have materials, we don't have all these issues. It really puts us down, and it's like hope is lost. But we are confident, I must say. We are waiting, really waiting very hard. They have promised us that they will see to it that we have a quick solution, and if that is done, it's fine. But if nothing is done, then it means that we definitely have to come out again for a peaceful strike. As far as that is concerned, treatment sometimes also is a problem, because sometimes you realize that proper dialysis comes with nutrition, comes with transfusion, comes with medication as well. It's a basket of so many sectors, and we put this together according to what we have here. If we have to give the cost, it ranges between 300,000 to 500,000, and that is for those who can actually afford. But for those who cannot afford, you're forced to scale down the amount and go into just for the basics. So which means there are patients who are on dialysis, they cannot afford the medication. They are forced to limit themselves only to blood transfusion and dialysis, which is not enough. So we want to see that humanitarians all over the world too can come to aid to see how they support patients on dialysis. We are confident that it is a beautiful world, and people and God can come from anywhere and to celebrate humanity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Brenda. We know it's been a long day for you. You've been at dialysis center since morning, you've been up to government office, and then you had to preside part of this edition of the program African Fiesta on APEX1RADIO. Well, that is how the EP, that is how Bamenda is for today. I just also want to say it's an archive out of what is happening with the patients on dialysis. We also have Anglophone common law lawyers, those are English-speaking lawyers who also are on a 3-day strike in Bamenda, in the two speaking regions of Cameroon. They are also it's a strike against marginalization of the common law subsystem. I'm sure definitely we'll be exploiting that in a subsequent edition of the program. And thank you very much. This is Wanchia Cynthia coming to you from Bamenda, the capital city of the Northwest region in Cameroon.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, our reporter rounding off there from Bamenda in the Northwest region of Cameroon. Legal issues and healthcare issues. Hope these problems will be a thing of the past. In the nearest future, this is APEX1RADIO. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. Let's have some music, then we ride on.
Thank you again for tuning in with APEX1RADIO. Stay with us on www.apex1radio.com. APEX1RADIO, your radio.